Yeah, I can only assume that my use of First Nations in my initial post is why you wrote this, so let's unpack it. First off, you cannot prove a non-event, and from everything I've read, archaeologically, today's First Nations are genetically and culturally descendant from all findings of ancient cultures on this continent. Regardless of that, I'll tell you why I use First Nations at the end, but I have questions for you because you had the impulse to write this as a response to my personal share. So is it because you are empathetic and sympathetic to the treatment of this population and its history, and you just don't like First Nations? Or is it that you think there needs to be proof that they were here first because that somehow justifies claims to human rights or connection to the land? Either way, I don't see how being here first has anything to do with the history of their horrendous treatment, dehumanization, subjugation, and genocide. In the Salinan example, why would it matter if they'd encountered other populations before? What we have on record, what we can prove, is how the Spanish church and the American government treated this population very recently, especially in the grand scheme of documented history. So there is what we can prove, since proof seems to be the context for your comment. So my intention for using First Nations is respect, because I think it holds in it the respect for just how populous, diverse, and socio-politically advanced the cultures of the newly discovered Americas were. These were and are structured cultures, and it is a failure of the historic record to ignore their advancements in sovereignty. So I'm a big boy, making my own decisions, and I'm going to say First Nations out of respect. Now, if I find out it's not respectful, I'll change it then. Yeah. What are you going to do out of respect?